Hillsborough, 25 years on. During the recording of the audio version of my book, the 25th anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster has passed. As I dictate this, there are new inquests into the deaths of the 96, and there is finally real hope for the families in their quest to find out the truth about how their loved ones died all those years ago. To mark the anniversary, a 96-mile walk was staged between Hillsborough and Anfield, organised by Steve Kelly and Sherry Brewster. I'd met Sherry the year before whilst I was promoting the release of the book, and she invited me to take part. I was out doing some training, walking along the River Lee, when I received a text from Sherry asking if I could do something. I rang her and she explained that seeing as I was on the walk and I was a bit of a wordsmith, she thought it'd be a good idea for me to write a poem to be read out at the memorial outside Hillsborough, where we were starting our trek. Every time I see something on the TV or hear news about Hillsborough on the radio, it really upsets me, yet I can't put my finger on what it is that makes my eyes sting and the tears fall. I'd wanted to write a blog about my feelings for some time, but hadn't gone any further than coming up with a title. Using the title as a starting point, I started to write down the various things that upset me and ended up writing what I consider to be one of the best things I've ever written. I'm so proud of it that I'd like to share it with you in this final extra chapter. After I'd finished the reading at the memorial, I was congratulated by several of the people there. These people were supporters, survivors and family members, and there was a consensus that my thoughts were echoed by many of those taking part. After the walk, I shared it on my Facebook, and again the reaction was very positive, and that convinced me to include it as an addition to this audio book. The walk was a fantastic experience, and the last 3 miles into Liverpool along the East Lancashire roads was very emotional. Cars passed and sounded their horns in support, and people came out of their houses to clap us along. I felt incredibly proud to feel the love and support of my fellow Scousers, red and blue. The walk ended with a short ceremony at the memorial outside Anfield. I will cherish the memories from those couple of days walking with friends old and new. I hope you enjoy what follows. Why do I cry? Why do I cry? Nobody I knew died. My old man was there and some good friends were there, but they came home alive. My dad had almost given up, couldn't get near the gate, but a crush and then a sway and a "yeah, get in here, mate." Did that random act of kindness decide his fate? I was in London, sat on a bar stool, Saturday ritual playing snooker and pool, with beer and the final scores. For people of my age, this was our JFK. We'll always remember where we were that day, our eyes and ears tuned to events miles away. 2 days later, I drove back home, walking around Anfield carrying my own. She was 4 months old, blissfully unaware of the tears, distress and the reason the flowers lay there. Row upon row, scarves red and blue, joined in grief, rivalries set aside, supporting each other through this worst of times. Is this unity and strength the reason I cry? In the years that followed, we've all felt the pain. We all heard people telling their version of events, like they knew more, like they knew the score, disrespecting our friends, our family, the people of our city, typical Scousers, always the victims, wallowing in self-pity. You'll never walk alone. No, we never walk alone. It is how we are. It is who we are. A solidarity that will never waver. It's not the shirt we wear. We're not just red and blue. Our city has no colour when we stand together. Under siege but unrelenting in our search for the truth, never forgetting our lost and our loss. Years rolled by and the fight carried on. We'll never be silenced until justice is done. Football grounds at home and abroad sang our song. Justice for the 96 they sang, they knew we'd been wronged. Memorial services come and go, tributes are given, stories are told of 96 fans who will never grow old. Could I have carried the fight for that long? 25 years of people telling you you're wrong. My heart burst with pride for the families of the lost. They never gave in, would never say die. Anne Williams punching the sky. Is admiration the reason I cry? Obstacles, hurdles, nobody cares. Mackenzie was right and the truth hurts. You gotta let it go, mate. It's time to move on. You can't bring them back. Just accept that they're gone. But we all knew better and would not let it lie. Our anger and bitterness, the reason I cry. Remembering that September day, sat in my car, Prime Minister speaking, reopening the scar, the deception uncovered, voices finally heard, a nation now hanging on every word, some feeling shame for the lies they'd shared. Stinging eyes, wet face, oblivious to passers-by, is vindication the reason I cry? I'm left wondering if that's the reason I'm here. Will walking alongside my sisters and brothers get me anywhere near helping me find my own resolution? I don't think I'll ever stop crying. It's how I'll remember these people who I never met, never stood alongside, never sang with, never celebrated with, never shared that euphoria that following your football club can bring. I never met them, but I know who they are. They're me. They're you. They're all of us. They're Liverpool. Where do the 96 now reside? Beside the hope in our hearts and in every stride of this journey. Eventually the truth will out, justice will be done, but they'll always be remembered regardless of outcome. We'll walk through the storm with our heads held high, and at the end of that storm there will be a golden sky. Maybe then I'll discover the real reason why I cry. For the 96.